Okay, admit it, meal planning has not worked for you in the past. It's okay, I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help. If you really want to get back on track with meal planning this year, I have the secret. You just haven't found the meal plan system that works for you. Come help me clean out my refrigerator to prepare for our giant Costco haul. And I will tell you 5 different ways to meal plan that I have used over the last 10 years so that you can have the perfect menu this year. And be sure to stick around to the end to see some very satisfying results. The first kind of meal plan is what I like to call the copy and paste meal plan. This is where you have the exact same thing every week. For example, your menu might look something like spaghetti every Monday, tacos every Tuesday, stir fry every Wednesday, baked chicken every Thursday, pizza every Friday, leftovers on Saturday, and soup every Sunday. It is the same thing week after week. This method is really easy and it requires no brain power. It's good for busy seasons and is really nice for picky eaters. Or if you're like me, I used this when I had awful pregnancy aversions. The only downside to this is there's no variety. It can get very boring and repetitive, and it can be tricky to get the nutrients you need. The second style of meal plan is what I call the formula. This is where you create a formula that works for you and your family. You can build your formula however you want. Here are some examples. You could plan by protein. So 2 nights of beef, 2 nights of chicken, 2 nights of fish, and 1 meatless meal. You could plan by food type, such as an Italian night, a Mexican night, a home-style night, a breakfast for dinner night, a soup night, a hot sandwich night. The list goes on and on. You could do a formula based on the preparation method. What I mean by this is you might have 2 meals prepared in the oven, 2 stovetop meals, 2 crockpot meals, and a grilled meal. You could do a weekly theme, so maybe a week of all Italian meals, followed by a week of all Mexican meals, followed by a week of home-style meals, and so on and so forth. And of course, you can mix and match any of these ideas. It's all about finding a formula that you can build each week that you can just pick a meal in that category and move on. This can make it extremely easy to pick a meal and offer lots of options and variety, but it is not always the most cost-effective option. But the third kind of meal plan is very cost-effective. I call this the clean out the kitchen. As the name suggests, this is where you start out by cleaning out your kitchen. Do you have potatoes that need to be eaten? Time to whip up a casserole with them. Do you have leftover cottage cheese? Let's make a lasagna. Have a whole gallon of milk that no one drank this week? Biscuits and gravy. This is where you search your produce, your fridge, your pantry, and your freezer to see what to make this week. In addition to this method being extremely cost-effective, it limits food waste and can really spark creativity by leading you to create meals that you might not have otherwise tried. However, it does create a lot of mental work each week, and sometimes you're stuck with meals that maybe just don't sound appetizing at the moment. Now, before I tell you the last 2 methods, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Dee. I like to share all things home management, homeschool, and home life while I clean my house. So hit subscribe if this video makes you feel like home, and if this video inspires you to make a meal plan, hit the thumbs up. Method number 4, meal plan once for the rest of your life. Okay, that title might be a little dramatic, but basically, it's one meal plan loop that you can use for as long as you need it. You make a rotation by week and you plan your meals accordingly. So in mine, I put my ingredient list in red to make putting grocery lists together easier. And I also put the instructions under each meal so that I wasn't wasting time pulling up a million recipes each week. Now, I personally like this because it's organized and it's easy. I never have to rack my brain trying to figure out what we're eating each week. It saves so much time and it leads to a very predictable grocery budget. However, it does take a lot of time at the beginning to put together. Now, the last method is mixing and matching any of these. Maybe you want to use a formula, but you figure out a few weeks of meals to build your rotation. Maybe you want to have a Taco Tuesday as a given, but the rest of the week you use a formula. Maybe you clean out your kitchen when it's necessary, but you use another method as your standard. Your home and the systems in it should cater to you, not the other way around. The eclectic method ensures that you can build a meal plan that works for your family. So leave me a comment, let me know which methods you've tried in the past and which one you're interested in trying this time. The fridge is finally clean and ready for Costco, so be sure to check out my last video to see what we ended up buying there for this month and seeing it all put away in the newly cleaned out fridge. And thanks so much for hanging out with Some LaDee on YouTube.